bit. It is true, I was 1990 chair. I was, I think, probably one of the first, I think it was, the first Scandinavian that was elected to chair of Associated Builders and Contractors. The second part about that, I think I'd like you to know is that unlike the reputation Scandinavians have, I'm one of two who are kind of emotional. So I say that because I'll get kind of emotional. If you're having half as much fun as I am, then I'm having twice as much fun as you today. Little did I know back in 1990 that I would this time have this opportunity. Our family, I've known David pretty much all his life. I will share with you the biggest pause I had in really spending time with David and getting to know David like I should was 1989 and 1990 when I was National Chair of ABC. When I got to meet a lot of you fine folks, or people that served prior to you. Our family comes from a business that's 95 years old. David is in the fourth generation, along with his brother, my other son, Justin, who is here today. We are charter members of Minnesota chapter. As Pamela put up on the board, that was back in the 70s in which Minnesota became a chapter. ABC has been in the blood of our family just like it's in your blood. ABC, as you know, for most of you, stands for more than somebody who's fighting for what's right for construction. It stands up and fights for what's right for America. For us to instill that into our kids and for the generations to come is incredibly, incredibly important. If there's no greater thing than you do for construction and for America, instill within your kids and your grandkids the incredible legacy that is needed to stand up and fight for free enterprise. I don't know how well that I've done that, but I will tell you, in our family, ABC is pretty much well known. All of my grandchildren, down to Justin's kids who now will start experiencing that, all of my grandchildren, even those who are not in the business, have been exposed to ABC at the legislative conference. I've been to ABC things. ABC is that important to life in the business and the life of America, I believe. David started going with me to ABC meetings here in Washington, D.C. at age 12. Age 12. And he went to the legislative conference. He got ABC drilled into him not just by me, but by people like you who got to know him and spoke of ABC. When David was in college, he had an internship, and he came to Washington, D.C. and did his internship at ABC. So he worked with the national staff at ABC. So he knows kind of from the inside what ABC is like and about. David was chapter president of the Minnesota chapter. Probably one of the few people that has been a chapter chairman, back then it was still president, but he was chairman not only of Minnesota, but was chapter chairman of the Cornhusker chapter, which is somewhere in the center of the United States. And I just found out today that we had a good yield. So, what can I say? Aside from serving in that, both on a chapter level and a national level, David has served on many committees. You know, ABC is about character, and you've seen that in these people up here in leadership. You know that about yourself. You know that about people that you've run across. It's character and integrity that counts. But you know what? It's more than character and integrity just at an ABC meeting. It's more than character and integrity at the workplace. It's about character and integrity through and through. See, I believe no matter what it is, whether it's your faith or whatever you're involved with, the heart is the heart of the issue. David's heart is all in. But to better tell you and to share a little bit about who he is, I've asked his kids to come up and talk. So Ann, Mike, Sarah. Ann is currently attending Bethel University. Mike is attending Lipscomb. Little trivia, Lipscomb University is in Nashville, Tennessee. His advisor for his committee that he has there is a guy named Joe Ivy. Talking about the circle going around. And also his daughter Sarah, who is a junior at Lincoln Christian. They could speak, I think, to the heart of who their father is.
Hello, my name is Ann Chapin, and I'm David's oldest daughter, and I just wanted to say a few words about my dad. When I graduated high school, my dad gave me one of the most thoughtful and meaningful gifts that a daughter could ever receive. He wrote me a book. This book was filled with his thoughts, blogs, journal entries that he had been writing me over the course of my whole life. The book covered many different subjects about friendship, leadership, marriage, faith, and politics. My dad closed the politics chapter saying, "In my mind, the difference between a statesman and a politician is their focus. A statesman is looking out for the good of the entire country, while a politician is focused on his legacy and his political career. It is a weird concept because typically the statesman ends up with a better legacy." I love what my dad said because he is such a wonderful example of how to live out this idea. Because of my dad's involvement in ABC, I think some would consider him a politician, but I would say he is a statesman. A politician would not be in the stands at all my volleyball games, step out of a meeting to take my phone calls when I needed him most, or write his daughter a book full of wisdom and guidance. A statesman would, because his focus is looking out for the entire good, and that's exactly what my dad has done and continues to do. His commitment to ABC and leadership at Wilmer Electric Service will be part of his legacy, but I think his biggest legacy will always be he looked out for the entire good as a husband, son, friend, and father. So I'd like to thank my dad for being the best example and a dad.
Hello, I am Mike Chapin. And as a word of warning, I've been told I sound like him. So, gentle reminder that it is me, Mike, talking, and not him. So if you forget who's talking, you can just look up at my full head of hair. I was asked to share a few things about my dad and what ABC means to him. So, a few years ago, when my dad was on the school board, I remember one evening over dinner, he was sharing his frustration about working on a school board that was stubborn and did not seem to appreciate his ideas. And I'll never forget when he told me that at ABC he felt respected and valued. Quote, they like Dave Chapin there. When I have something to say, they listen. This was very evident to me this summer when during a whirlwind trip of the Northeast America, me and my dad made a stop in Maine for a chapter meeting and award ceremony. It was immediately evident why he felt this way about ABC, as we were greeted with such a warm welcome. And I can only imagine that if these people were to see him when he's at home around the family, their respect for him and his legacy would only grow. That is why I believe he's such a great fit for ABC, because like ABC, it is very clear that he is a man that is passionate about, that he is as passionate, he's a man that is as passionate about his craft as he is those around him. So on behalf of myself and the whole Chapin family, I'd like to thank everyone who is a part of ABC for providing such a wonderful opportunity and the profound impact you have all made on our family and my dad in particular.
There you have it, right from the home. I don't want to put any pressure on ABC, but something you might want to think about, something you might want to take back to your chapters. Think about 25 years from now. I could have been one of the next people to be chairman. And not only about my grandkids, but yours, your kids and your grandkids, as you pass on the legacy and importance of free enterprise in the American way. Stay true to that, and with that, it's an honor to nominate my son.